Now this one comes from a guy named Mark. This isn't a one-time thing for him. Mark has been at this for years, documenting, recording, investigating what he's fully convinced is a haunting inside his own home. This is just one chapter in a much longer story. In this particular video, he's down in his basement, live streaming for his viewers, talking them through the space, attempting to make contact with whatever he believes has been sharing that house with him. Just Mark, a camera, and whatever else might be down there. For a while, nothing. The basement sits dark and quiet around him, and Mark just talks, casual, almost comfortable, the way someone gets when they've been doing something long enough that the fear starts to feel normal. Then he reaches over and flips on the light, and for just a brief moment, just a fraction of a second, something appears on camera. Something that has absolutely no business being in that basement.
Damn, it's dark, isn't it?
Right there, near the wall, a dark, shadow-like shape drops downward and sinks into the floor, gone in an instant. Blink and you miss it completely. But when the footage gets slowed down, it becomes harder to dismiss. The shape gets clearer, more defined, and the timing of it, appearing the exact moment that light floods the room, is what's really gotten under people's skin. Like whatever it was hadn't expected the light, like it was caught off guard and needed to disappear, fast. Viewers are split on whether it retreated or whether it was hiding, but most agree on one thing. That reaction looked instinctive. It looked like something protecting itself. Now, could it be a shadow playing tricks in the split second between darkness and light? Sure, maybe. But Mark has been documenting that basement for years, and footage like this is exactly why he hasn't stopped. Because whatever is down there, trick of the light or something else entirely, it keeps showing up. And at this point, it's getting harder and harder to look away. So this one comes from Dominic, an opera singer living in Illinois. And according to him, life in his apartment has been anything but peaceful. For nearly 2 years, he claims something has been making itself at home alongside him, something he never invited in. It started not long after he moved in. He'd wake up in the dead of night to this violent banging coming from inside his closet. Every single time he'd drag himself out of bed, heart racing, and go to check. And every single time, the moment he got close enough, silence. Nothing there. Just his clothes hanging exactly where he left them. No explanation, no trace of anything. Then one night, after hearing it again, that same familiar sound that had robbed him of countless hours of sleep, he grabbed his phone before opening the door this time. He swings the closet open. Just clothes. But watch closely. Take a look.
Come on. You just stopping? Do it again, you fucker. Wait, you got no more now? You don't want to fucking do it anymore? Jesus! God fucking damn it, what the fuck was that? Oh. Oh shit. That's a new one.
And then, from right behind him, a crash. Loud, sudden, completely out of nowhere. A framed photo had fallen off the wall and shattered across the floor. No vibration, no one near it, nothing that could have knocked it loose. It just came down on its own. He's not living alone in that apartment. He's never been living alone. And whatever is sharing that space with him, it isn't friendly. But before we get into the next one, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. It really does help, and it means a lot. All right, so this next story is about a guy who thought he'd finally scored the perfect place to live. Quiet building, reasonable rent, nice neighborhood. Honestly, it checked every single box, exactly what he'd been looking for. But one night, he's just hanging around with his phone out, filming near the hallway, and out of nowhere, this loud scraping sound tears through the apartment. He keeps moving closer, and what happens next is something he was absolutely not prepared for. Take a look.
Looks like kaybettik. Aman yani kıtlık belli. Sata bingin siya. Bingin siya. Bingin siya. Teka siya.
Out of nowhere, a drawer just slides open on its own, slow and deliberate, stopping right at his feet. And he doesn't think, he just runs, straight out the door, down the stairs, and out onto the street. Then he looks up at his apartment window, and there it is, a dark figure just standing there, still, silent, staring directly down at him from behind the glass, not moving, just watching. Hours pass. He has nowhere else to go, so eventually he goes back in. But something had changed, because deep down he knew whatever was up there in that apartment, it wasn't confused, it wasn't lost. It knew he lived there, and it had absolutely no intention of leaving. Now this next one, this is considered by many to be one of the most disturbing, realistic pieces of footage captured in all of 2024. And once you see it, you'll understand why. Back in July, an EMT came forward with video that spread across the internet almost overnight. The kind of footage that makes people genuinely uncomfortable, not just scared, but unsettled in a way that stays with you. It was a normal night. He and his coworker were driving the ambulance back to base after a call. Nothing unusual, nothing out of place, just two guys heading back the way they had probably done hundreds of times before. And then he glanced at the rear-view mirror. He froze, because looking back at him from inside the ambulance, from the back where no one was supposed to be, was a face, human-like, but just wrong enough to make every instinct in your body scream, staring directly at him, still, silent, like it had been back there the whole time, just waiting to be noticed.
Alright, so I'm not sure how to talk about this, but well, first off, I've been an EMT just for a little bit, and like I ain't never experienced nothing like this. So as we driving back to base, I swear I seen a face in the rearview mirror. Like, I need to turn this engine off though, cause like we're gonna be stranded out here.
Yeah, as soon as possible. Hey, thank you.
I'm not trying to go back near this truck. No, hey, on it quick. No. I don't know if you see it, but can y'all see that back door? Like, it just, oh shit. Like, it just flew open, like, can y'all, oh. Nah, what the Can y'all see it? Nah, hell no. Fuck that. Nah.
And here's the part that makes your stomach drop. The ambulance was completely empty. No patient, no extra crew, nobody was supposed to be back there. Nobody. Both men panicked instantly. They pulled over on a deserted road, middle of nowhere, and jumped out. No hesitation. But the engine was still running, so the EMT, phone out and recording, forces himself to walk back toward the vehicle to shut it off. And just as he gets close, a loud bang explodes from inside. He stumbles back, hands shaking, camera shaking, barely holding it together. Then the rear door slowly swings open on its own. He backs further away, keeps filming from a distance, and that's when you see it. A dark shadow-like figure moving inside the ambulance, fast and erratic, appearing, vanishing, then appearing again in a different spot, like it couldn't decide whether it wanted to be seen or not. Neither man went any closer. Eventually, they just left, abandoned the vehicle right there on that empty road, and walked away. The EMT later said that after everything he'd witnessed on the job, every call, every scene, every nightmare scenario that comes with that line of work, nothing had ever come close to what happened that night, not even remotely. Skeptics will tell you it was stress, sleep deprivation, a trick of the light, and maybe they're right. But then you watch the footage. So tell me, what do you think was inside that ambulance? So Jackson is home alone. It's late at night, the kind of quiet where every little sound feels louder than it should, and that's when he starts hearing it, this slow, rhythmic knocking coming from downstairs. At first he brushes it off. Old house, right? Could be the walls settling, could be wind rattling something outside. He tries to convince himself it's nothing, but it doesn't stop. Same spot, every single time, steady, deliberate, like whatever was making that sound knew exactly what it was doing. It didn't feel random, it didn't feel accidental. It felt like something was trying to get his attention on purpose. That's when the unease really set in. He grabbed his phone, hit record, and started making his way down the stairs, slowly, carefully. And what the camera picked up, take a look. Every step he took echoed through the silence like it was the only sound left in the world. The knocking was pulling him toward the back of the house, a small storage room he probably never paid much attention to before. He reaches the door, pushes it open, and just like that, nothing. Complete silence. The knocking just stops the second he steps inside, like whatever was making it had been waiting for him to open that door. He stands there for a moment, sees nothing out of the ordinary, and decides to leave. But just as he turns his back, a cardboard box slides forward. On its own, Jackson freezes. Whatever was in that room had let him come all the way down those stairs, led him to that exact spot, because it wanted him to know it was there. A couple, standing completely still in their bedroom, frozen. And in front of them, their closet door is shaking, not rattling gently, violently, like something on the other side has lost all patience. And it gets louder.
Hon, what is that? Hey God, oh my God,
Okay,
oh my
okay.
God, oh my God.
I'm gonna go look.
These are the new closet doors, guys. The new closet doors that we just installed. Oh my God, okay. Nothing. Nothing in the closet. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Be careful.
Okay, no.
Okay, so clearly installing these doors. As you guys can see, we're still dealing with whatever is in our bedroom closet. I don't know, but freaked right out. Look at the dog. She's like, what the hell?
Through the shaking, the woman manages to speak up, her voice nervous, barely holding steady. She points out that those closet doors were just installed, days ago, brand new, which means warped wood, loose hinges, an old house settling. None of it applies here. Every convenient explanation gets taken off the table before you can even reach for it. Then the man does what most of us would be too scared to do. He steps forward slowly and pulls the door open. The shaking stops instantly, like a switch was flipped. And inside, nothing. Clothes hanging neatly, shelves completely undisturbed, every corner exactly as it should be. He checks thoroughly, moves things around, looks into every shadow. There is nothing there. But then the camera pulls back, and their dog starts growling. Low and fixed, eyes locked onto that open closet, staring into the darkness like it can see something the camera can't, something the humans in that room can't. And that's the part that lingers with you long after the clip ends. So, this clip starts with a guy making his way toward his living room, already recording, and you can hear it in his voice immediately. He's scared before he's even stepped inside. The camera slowly pans into the room and it's a mess, but not the kind of mess you make by accident. The floor is completely covered in torn paper and nobody else was home. Take a look. Nothing is broken, and somehow that makes it worse, because this didn't look like an accident or a break-in. It looked deliberate. In the corner, there's a Christmas tree, unlit, just standing there in the dark, and somehow its presence makes the whole scene feel even more off, more wrong. He keeps filming, and that's when things really escalate. Small orbs begin drifting through the frame, slowly in front of the camera, and before he even has a chance to process what he's seeing, a whisper, soft, female, and coming from directly behind him. He spins around instantly, heart probably pounding out of his chest. Nobody there. The clip cuts shortly after as he backs out of the room. This disturbing incident was shared by a woman who lives in a quiet house with several dogs she treats like family. Normally, her dogs are calm and well-behaved, but over time their behavior began to change. They would suddenly stare at empty hallways, growl at closed doors, or bark as if someone unseen was standing nearby. One night, while she was home alone, a loud knocking echoed through the house. She grabbed her phone and started recording. Take a look.
Hear it? Wow. Happens all the time.
The knocking didn't stop. It just kept going. No pattern, no rhythm, just these heavy, aggressive pounds coming from seemingly nowhere. And her dogs completely losing it, barking their heads off. But instead of charging forward like dogs normally do, they were backing away, step by step, retreating like something was actually moving toward them, something they could sense, something she couldn't see.
It just happened again, and the dogs are freaked out. Get it. David, come over here. Get it. You be right there. Something opens that door, you need to get him. Oh my god, I don't know if it's gonna happen again. It just happened again. Move, 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 move. There's nobody there. The dog stopped barking now. Davey's freaking out by the door though.
Days later, the same thing happened again.
Days later, the same thing happened again. When she finally opened the door, there was nothing there. To this day, she has no explanation for what was knocking that night. Now this one comes from a woman living in a small town in Brazil, and what she recorded inside her own home is genuinely hard to explain. She claims it's been happening for a while. Kitchen utensils, everyday objects just moving on their own. But here's the detail that makes it even stranger. It seems to happen specifically when her mom is nearby, like her presence triggers something. She grabbed her camera and started recording. And look, you can say what you want about camera tricks or editing, but in the footage, those utensils move. See for yourself.
Aí, gente, ó, chamei o Júnior pro Júnior. Olha aí, ó, olha aí. Ô, Júnior, vamos lá ver, ó. Todo mundo diz que tem. Tem gente puxando lá atrás, não tem ninguém, gente. Não tem ninguém aqui, não tem, ó. Não tem. Não tem. Não tem ninguém aqui, gente. Mãe, tá tudo se mexendo lá dentro da cozinha de novo. É só a mãe vir com nós que isso acontece. Outra vez só eu e o Júnior, nada aconteceu.
The video spread fast, really fast, and the internet is completely split on it. Some people are convinced there's no logical explanation, that what's moving those objects is something we can't see, something we can't explain. Others are pushing back hard, pointing to things like video editing, an unnoticed draft, or some small detail in the background that most people scroll past without catching. And honestly, both sides make fair points. But that's what makes this one stick with you, because even after you've watched it twice, 3 times, you're still not sure. And that uncertainty is the most unsettling part of all. So I want to hear from you. What do you actually think happened in that kitchen? Was there a rational explanation hiding in plain sight? Or was something else in that room that day? Drop it in the comments. I read more of those than you'd think.